Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm the face behind Entretejidos Crochet. Today's video is going to be kind of like a catch up of things that I've been doing. Basically, we're gonna have a lot of snippets of video footage from things that I've done like off camera, even though I have filmed it, but you know, kind of like more behind the scenes things. I recently gave my plant wall a much needed update and much needed care. I have placed a few orders of yarn and slowly those yarns have been coming in, and I've been filming as the packages come in, like this is the yarn I got and whatnot. But we have a box that we need to unbox. I actually got this box about a week ago and I haven't even opened it yet. How? I don't know, but let's open it soon. First, let me catch you up on what I have been doing. So the first catch up is I'll insert a couple of videos here of what I did for taking care of my plant wall, giving it a little bit of an update. I've been trying to add a few more plants that are colorful, that they have flowers, because the whole thing for my plant wall is that it's my icon. It's where I take my plushie pictures, my crocheted items pictures. It's where I take pictures for my safety guys because it has a lot of natural light. And the whole thing with like the plants and the planters or pots or whatever, the pots where the plants are, I feel like it just adds to the whole thing. Like it's just a part of it. So here's the footage of what I did. It was over the course of one day. Here's a little bit of like behind the scenes of me taking care of my plant wall. I usually have a lot of plants over here, but I took them out because I'm gonna weed out the little weeds here. And I'm also going to, like, I got new planters. I am going to just like reorganize the whole thing to make it a bit more colorful. I love the green. I love the spots of like purple, and like there's a pink one right there, but I want to add a bit more color. And since most of my flowers are someplace else, I am going to add more color just by adding planters in different colors, but we'll see. This is very, very weird for me seeing this all bare, but so far so good. I pulled them all out. So this is how it's finished for now. I did move some of the plants over here. I need just to like spray it with water so that any sort of like dirt and whatever can like roll down, but this is good. I can't wait for these to grow out and like spill over. So I love the pop of color. I love it. Another thing that has kept me pretty busy is that I've been designing patterns. Now I can only show you 3 of the 5 patterns because one of them is secret and the other one, well, it's still an idea. So I don't have the plushie to show for it yet. But I have been working on different flowers, and the one that I'm most proud of is this. This is a hibiscus flower. And my thought process for it is that I want to design a flower turtle. I know there are a lot of turtle patterns out there. I myself have 4 or 5 different turtle patterns. They're different sizes. They have different like themes and whatnot. And yes, I know there are a bunch of flower turtles out there, but the idea I have is kind of like having, like, build your own bouquet turtle, so to speak. So I've been working on different patterns for flowers, and the one that I'm most proud of is this hibiscus one. because if you didn't know this, it's actually the flower for like Puerto Rico. You know how states have like their bird and their like shield and things like that. Well, our flower is la flor de maga, loosely translated a hibiscus flower. I've designed that with the fact that I want to add it onto a flower, onto a turtle. I've also designed like sunflowers, what else? Sunflowers, daisies, different sort of flowers so that you can build your own bouquet. The other thing that I've been designing, and this is actually, I'm gonna show you two, but they're going to be three. This is where like that fifth pattern comes in, that the idea is there, but I just haven't made it yet. So I've designed two more bugs. We have a lightning bug and we have a moth. The other bug that'll join this lineup will be a bee. The same thing for like the flower turtle pattern. I know there are a billion bee patterns out there, but I want to make it different, more in line with the moth, with my firefly, with Bonita butterfly, with Lolita ladybug. So, oh my goodness, I have a bunch of bugs, and I've said this I think twice already. I'm not a bug person, but I'm loving the bug patterns that I've been designing. And yeah, so hopefully before the month is out, we'll have these patterns out as well. And the whole thing that I kind of got inspired with like a lightning bug is that yes, I used like the Premier's Parfait chunky neons, but you can just switch this out for like glow in the dark yarn. Just like mind blown. And I've been not exactly like studying bees, but I've been looking at different pictures of bees and I've noticed something in their wings. And typically when you make a bee pattern, it's like a cylinder and then you have like these little circles that are the wings. I have an idea that's going to be very different. Like the only secret that I am going to mention is that as crafters, we have different types of yarn. And maybe we have neon yarn that we want to use, so that's why we have the ladybug. Maybe we have some fur yarn or fluffy or eyelash yarn that we kind of want to use, but don't want to make like this whole entire project. So that's like kind of like the inspiration that I've gotten for these bugs. The other thing is I have always loved how colored pupils and like the white pupils look on things. But then again, I kind of don't find myself adding them to like cows and things like that. And that's just like a personal preference. But with bugs, I think it kind of like, it just goes with it. I don't know. What do you think? Now, the other pattern, and I can't show you yet, but I'm excited to share it with you. Hopefully, as soon as I get like the all clear, I'll be posting about it. The pattern is so far my biggest pattern. I believe this over here, this little critter here, this is Buster Buffalo. I believe he is, yeah, I believe he's my largest pattern. And even then, let me bring him over. And even then, he's not too big. If you take away the fact that he has fur yarn, which kind of like raises his price a bit, I would have no issues like selling him for like $30, $35, maybe $40, maybe. But I'm not selling him because he's mine. But the pattern that I designed is actually, let me put them side by side. I'm not gonna show you yet, but yeah. So this is Buster and the pattern is like this. It's bigger. And yes, it's made with Parfait Chunky, the same as Buster and whatnot. So it's not like I'm comparing Parfait Chunky with Bernat Blanket. I am obsessed with it for two main reasons. I have been wanting to create this type of pattern for well over a year and a half. And I did have at some point start, and I had like this prototype and whatnot, but I just wasn't feeling it. And then the muse hit, the pattern came out, and not only did I achieve that idea that I already had in mind, I've also come up with modifications for it. And you would not believe how happy I am for that, because, and I'm saying this as like what my testers say, as what other people say about me, that my patterns are kind of known for their variations. Like you have my Katie Cake Turtle, where you have so many different toppings to make your own dessert turtle. You have Terra, Terrana, Terranet. I have a lot of turtle patterns where you can mix and match their little hats. You can, you have variations on how to finish the flippers and whatnot, because the whole thing, like when I design a pattern, it's not just to design a pattern, it's also to just like, if you're just gonna have one pattern, I want the pattern to be versatile. You know what? I'm not gonna tease you too much. I'm only going to show you the tail. That's the tail. That's it. It's made with Lagoon, and when it is released, you will need a skein and a half of Parfait Chunky to make it. So that's it. I will not say anything else, but it's going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The other things that I've been working on, and I have purposely stopped applying for pattern tests because I want to use May as like a catch up on my whips and my ideas sort of month. Mainly because it's like, it's a weird month where half of it is still in like the school time sort of schedule, and then it's summer. So I don't want to be like oh my goodness, I need to crochet, I need to do this, but rather work on things that have taken kind of like that they've been placed on the back burner for a while. One of them is I started, and this is all I got, I started working on a kitchen curtain for my kitchen. It's my own pattern. It's, if you've seen my blanket pattern, it's kind of the same design, but it's a curtain style. I've been meaning to do one, but yeah. I actually made this sort of progress maybe a month and a half ago, and then it just got like tucked away, but now I'm going to bring it out, hopefully work on it. The great thing about this pattern is that once you memorize the shell stitch, it's like so fast to make. So hopefully it'll be one of like my first projects to make for the month of May. The other thing that I do hope on finishing, but this always happens to me. Like I usually plan out a blanket and then I grossly underestimate the amount of yarn that I need for it. A while back, I started a blanket for my son, and I'm making it almost like twin sized. Let me see, let me get my measuring tape. So I'm making it 48 inches wide. So I started this blanket back when I released my Lacy Farmhouse blanket pattern, which is the, you know, the pattern that I'm using it for. But I started making it with an 8mm crochet hook and I was flying through it. But I wasn't feeling the gapiness of it because my sons do use their blankets to sleep. Like it's not like a security blanket or anything. They do snuggle with it. So I frogged it. I was nearly halfway done. I frogged it and I sized down to a 7mm, and yeah, it needed to be done. But even though I had quite a bit of progress in the other one, I was also making it a bit too narrow. So this time around I made it a bit wider, which is why even though I made a lot of progress in the first one, this one was, yeah. This length is about 5 skeins of the Basics Chenille Brights. I do have like 2.5 skeins left. So my idea is to hopefully work on this a bit more, see how far I get, and then go like maybe kind of guess how many more skeins I am going to have to use and order the yarn, and hopefully yeah, it'll get here soon. The good thing is that I have already grabbed some yarn for my other son's not birthday, for his blanket. So if I do need to order some more skeins of, this one is spring, then I'll order some more skeins and hopefully not have to go through the process of like having to wait for your orders to get here. We've all been there. So I feel very accomplished that I don't have quite a lot of things. Like, yes, I'm working on new patterns, designing them, testing out my own patterns, but I don't have, like, I remember last year around this time, I had a lot of whips lying around, and that kind of added like a whole different layer of like stress, if you will. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm working on all these new projects, but then it's like, you know, you have a lot of other projects that you should have finished by now, or like, what are you gonna do with them? I'm thankful that as I've been crocheting like crazy, I have been embracing like being more mindful of the projects that I do start and like keeping tabs on them. Are we ready to look at some pretty yarn? I'm going to insert the clips of the yarns that I've gotten basically over the course of April, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the new yarn, and hopefully we'll be able to put it away. If you saw, I have been getting a bit of blanket yarn. I did get some Parfait chunky yarn because those are like my, Parfait chunky is like my go-to sort of yarn. But I've also, I don't know, I think that the new formula for Bernat blanket is more in line with the texture and formula for Basics chenille, and I don't know, I've been loving it. I've been loving blanket yarn. I had to restock my yarn because I was very much working through my stash, which is amazing, but I started to have less than half skeins of the colors that I most used, which is all fine and dandy because it just means that I've been, you know, making things. But then when you go to design a pattern and you find that your pattern actually requires a skein and a half and you don't even have a full skein, it causes a dilemma. I placed a pretty big order, apart from like the smaller orders that I showed you. This is mostly Premier's Parfait Chunky, but I did order a few of the basics chenille. Hang on, I need to take the picture for the thumbnail because this is just... There. You kind of got a little BTS of like thumbnails and things like that. Not that I'm like a professional YouTuber or anything, but hey. So let's start pulling out colors. So, oh my goodness, this is so soft. So I got, most of these are 1 skeins. Blue, azure. I got Seaside, Key Lime, Poppy, Pink Lemonade, Lilac. This is Bubblegum, Hibiscus with Coral. I got Classic Blue, Mint, Tangerine, another azure, Sunshine. I actually got 2 skeins of Sunshine. So 2 skeins of azure, 2 skeins of Sunshine, and I can already see it here. 3 skeins? 3 skeins of eggplant? 3 skeins of eggplant. I think I got 2. Anyways, more yarn. That is my, how shall we call it? I really wish I could tell you what I'm working on, sort of laugh, but I just got a brain blast sort of thing to make for the pattern now that I have 3 skeins of this. I truly, truly love crocheting. This is Sea Glass, another skein of Key Lime, Light Blue, a skein of Cotton Candy, and a skein of Ballet. And then I got 2 skeins of Hibiscus and Tangerine in Premier Basics Chenille. I want to make an anchor or a Hugo the Humpback Whale in those colors. We'll see, because I want to make another Miles. I don't know. I showed you in the Everything I Made video, but I haven't shared the news with you that my Miles sold. I had not even listed it on Etsy. And then like someone out of the blue reached out through Etsy that they wanted to buy it, and they bought it like right then and there. So I want to make another one. Maybe May will be a month where I catch up on all the things that I haven't yet finished, maybe finish a couple of patterns that I have in mind, and maybe make some of like the bigger sort of patterns that I kind of want to make. So quite a bit of yarn that needs to be put away, but no worries, because thankfully I do have space for it, because as I mentioned, I've been working through it. It looks so pretty back there now that like the yarn's been Yes, I know, it's just been stuck there. I haven't like organized it or anything, but later, not right now, later. So thank you so much for joining me today in this like really chill catch up sort of video where we unboxed some yarn. We looked at pretty yarn. I brought you up to speed on things that I have been working on, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you one of my bigger patterns that hopefully will be released soon. Anyways, if you do want to know what that pattern is, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, sharing it. Comment down below if you saw something that, you know, just, I don't know, just start a conversation. I also have linked my linked tree in the description box if you want to find me across other socials. I mainly post quite a bit more often on Instagram, so if you want to be like up to date, consider following me there. And yeah, I will see you back soon next week with another video. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.